Tom Hanks said to Gina Davis in A League of Their Own, you know, about baseball with women, baseball league in World War II.
It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard makes it great.
And remember that, it's the hard that makes it great. If you just turned the keys to your dental school life and got into ortho, you'd be happy you're an orthodontist. It wouldn't mean anywhere near as much to you as it does now because of how hard you work to get there. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. I'm your host, Dr. Glenn Krieger, and I want to talk to you about something in your life that may be kind of interesting for you. So if you've been following me at all, you know that not long ago, several months ago, I tore my ACL, and I'm in rehab. And you know, when I sit in rehab, generally speaking, and please don't judge me for judging, but the overwhelming majority of people who walk into a rehab facility, if you're doing a lot of rehab and you're sitting there for, some of my rehab sessions can be 2 hours between all the exercises I'm doing. I see a lot of people come and go. The overwhelming majority of the people I see in rehab are not athletes. They're not remotely athletic. You can see by the way they move their bodies, you can see by the shape of their bodies, you can see by the lack of muscle tone, that the overwhelming majority of them injured themselves somehow, doing something that probably was either not really athletic, maybe repetitive use, or maybe they tried something athletic and they're not used to it. And you know, it's very different. I did a podcast interview with Jeff Scarella, my physiotherapist, whereas the opposite is true. Whenever I'm in his office, because he tries to tune athletes back up, every person in there, it seems like they're in better shape than I am. And so when I was sitting there watching everybody come in, I'd asked my physical therapist the following question. I said, how many of your patients just don't do the exercises that they're told to do? And he said, a large number of them. And I said, why is that? And he's an athlete, and you know, I think anybody who's ever been an athlete of any kind, in any organized sport, or even if they're just a runner or a cyclist and do a lone sport, he had said they don't like pain. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, they start doing the exercises and it starts hurting. Not because of the injury, but because they're building up lactic acid. And you know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And he said, they just don't like the way it feels. And it made me stop and think and say, geez, don't they want to get better? He goes, yeah, but the pain is too much and they don't do it. And it made me start thinking about practice life. It made me start realizing that how many people out there have that proverbial injury in their practice. You know, maybe, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I hear your messages that you reach out to me with. You know, hey Glenn, I'm stuck at $2 million and I really want to get to 3, but I can't get there. And I start wondering how much pain people aren't willing to endure, right? How much pain is there going to be necessary to get to that next level that you don't want to feel? That you go, well, I'm kind of happy with my life the way it is, but I really want to get to $3 million at 45% overhead, and I'm at $2 million with a 55% overhead, and I really want to, I can get there. And I'll be honest and tell you that almost anybody can get to $3 million. Like, if you're willing to endure a little bit of discomfort in terms of working hard, it's not going to be painful. It's just going to be extra work. Most people with a well-designed systems and policies and managing marketing and what have you should be able to get there on a 3-day-a-week practice, right? You should be able to. One of the things I've talked a great deal about is that I'm beginning my one-on-one coaching in 2026. And if somebody wants a $3 million practice and is willing to do the work, I can't guarantee anything other than, look, I'll tell people if they can't make back 5 times what they pay me in the first year alone and they're doing their work, then I'll give back every penny they paid me. I mean, that should be a no-brainer. They should be able to make 10 times what they pay, but it requires the work. So if I say to you, hey, what do you want in your practice, right? If I was coaching you and said, what do you want? Do you want more days off? Do you want to make more money? Do you want lower overhead? What do you want? And if you said, I want X, and right now I'm at Y, and you're going to have to put some energy in to get to X. I can point you in that direction and show you exactly how to do it, just like a physical therapist can show you the exercises. But if you're not willing to do the work that I show you, right? And it's like physical therapy in the sense that all the exercises the physical therapist is showing me, I know already. But he's just telling me the weight to use, the order in which to do them, when to start them in my healing process, what comes first, what comes last. It's no different than that in coaching, right? Where are your problems? What do we have to tackle first? How do we create policies and systems that work, that reduce stress? How do we handle marketing and get marketing systems in place that actually help you grow your practice? How do we handle scheduling? How do we handle the team, right? How do we create all these amazing systems in an order that makes sense, but you've got to put in the work. So again, when I saw that whole physical therapy thing and the pain and that people don't like enduring it, I would say it's the same in ortho. People get to a certain point automatically because in ortho, you literally have to try your best to fail. If you want to fail, you have to actively try to fail in ortho to fail because it's that hard. So you'll get to a point of, okay, this is where inertia will take you. If you want to get better, you're going to have to work a bit. And it doesn't mean insane work, but you're going to have to feel a little bit of mental pain and you're going to have to do it. And if you want to learn more about the coaching program that's going to launch in 2026, I'd love to talk to you. Just DM me and we'll discuss it. It's one-on-one with me over a series of a year. It's not a consulting gig. I'm not coming to your office and say, here's a quick fix. My goal is to recreate what I did with Michael Schuster in 1999, 2000, when I changed my life forever. And on top of that, probably, University of Washington Business School and a whole series of consultants that I used for the last 25 years. And sewing it all together into something that helps orthodontists get stability, get the life they want, designed for what they want in a one-off experience. It's not going to be cheap, I'm going to tell you that right now, but as I told you, if you don't make back 5 times what you paid in the first year alone, additionally, something's wrong. So anyway, reach out to me, let's talk, but please, anywhere in your life, realize that as Tom Hanks said to Gina Davis in A League of Their Own, about baseball with women, baseball league in World War II, it's supposed to be hard. It's the hard that makes it great. If it was easy, everybody would have it. And remember that. It's the hard that makes it great. If you just turned the keys to your dental school life and got into ortho, you'd be happy you're an orthodontist. It wouldn't mean anywhere near as much to you as it does now because of how hard you work to get there. So again, can you have any practice of your dreams? Absolutely. You want a $10 million practice? We'll talk about how to get there. You want to have a $2 million practice on 2 days a week? We'll talk about how to get there. But you have to figure out what you want, and that's part of the game is for me to help you figure that out. Wishing you a great day. Much love to each and every one of you, and take care.